Hi, Alan Stratton here from CostMatters.com. In part 1 of Sensitivity Training for Activities, we expanded the classifications of activities to recognize activities in the service sector and service components of manufacturing businesses. We added order and customer classifications to the previously defined unit, batch, and product classifications. We've kept the business sustaining classifications for many other activities. We affirmed the classification process as sensitivity training for activities and determined to exploit these classifications to better manage business operations. We also opened the door to similar classifications in new other dimensions. In practice, simply defining the classifications is indeed an essential step that must be completed before actually classifying the activities. In practice, this analysis would proceed either between an implementation team and a functional manager, or with a team drawn from the function in question. Either way, there are some tricks of the trade to expedite the analysis. One of my favorite techniques is to exaggerate the activity, either to the upside or to the downside. What if the demands on the activity expanded to 10 times the current volume? How much more of the activity would be required? If the activity expands 10 times, then the activity is likely on the unit or order end of the sensitivity spectrum. But it does not end here. It helps to refine the question to further direct the discussion. What if the new volume were in only one product or for only one customer? Which would have the greater impact, product or customer? This question helps determine which dimension the activity serves. If neither, then perhaps yet another dimension is to be discovered, such as channel-related activities. If the activity belongs to the customer dimension, what if the volume remained the same but came in the form of 10 times the number of orders, each order being 1/10 of the previous size? What's the impact? What if the volume remained the same, but there are now 10 times the current number of active customers? The answers should drive the classification either to order or to customer. If the activity belongs to the product dimension, similar questions will be posed. What if the new volume were concentrated on only one product? What would change? What if the volume remained the same, but there were 10 times the number of different products? Or same volume but spread over 10 times the number of batches? This discussion should drive the classification to unit, batch, or product classifications. If questions expanding the output volume fail to drive an apparent classification, try cutting the current output volume by 1/2. Explore the various potential classifications with questions similar to the output expansion questions. First responses typically follow historical paradigms. Off-the-cuff answers usually would expand the activity by 10 times on the expansion side and leave it the same on the reduced volume side. The follow-up questions, however, drive the critical distinctions necessary in this form of sensitivity training. Sensitivity training for activities helps create a relevant model of the business. A good model of the business helps managers exercise business decisions before actually implementing the decision. Exercising potential decisions on paper or electronically enables exploring many alternatives before scarce and expensive resources are committed. This sensitivity training helps break current volume paradigms and allow managers to exploit valuable diversity in their business. What is your experience with activity sensitivity in your company? Please share them below. When cost matters, profits soar. This is Alan Stratton from CostMatters.com. Thank you.